Hello everybody. Today I'm here with the new clinic event. You might be able to tell that I'm trying to be a little bit quieter than usual, but I'm still determined to get this video out as soon as I can. I beat all these levels on my first try. I go through the first ones with Rosalina, but then for the second one I play it safe and go with Wario, although I think Rosalina would be actually pretty helpful with the second round of stages. And I don't know if you guys saw my thumbnail and the picture for the blooper, but does anybody else think he looks a little bit strange? Like, his model looks really off when he looks sick. When he goes back to normal, it looks like they just used the normal PNG that you can find online of him. But I just want to see what other people thought of that, because I thought he looked really weird. But talking about this level, as you can see, I just kind of go through it really quickly. And Rosalina's skill really doesn't do anything special. It's just a matter of getting rid of all the coins and viruses. The boxes get in the way, but they're really not that difficult to get through. And I did destroy all the boxes, but that wasn't necessary. Just the coins and the viruses are all you need to get through for that one. And like I said, all these ones I do with Rosalina, although the first round really isn't favored towards Rosalina. Really the second round would be more useful to bring her in. But I digress. I'll get into that as we get into those later levels. But for this one, I mean, if you couldn't beat this one, I don't know what to tell you. This is one of the simplest, but kind of fun levels in the game. Basically, you're getting the color you need, going down the line, and when you get to the bottom, make sure to wait for the next line of viruses to come before you get rid of them. And actually, don't wait for just the viruses, wait for the boxes underneath, or I guess the blocks. Wait for the blocks underneath those viruses to come as well, because then you'll have to destroy them on your own if you don't. Like here, I just need to wait for the blocks under the red to come up before I clear out the reds above it, so that they will hit the boxes as well. And then I'm on one of the final ones down here, and then you just have to get to that red shell there, and I'll take out the entire row at the bottom. So these first levels were pretty easy. This whole clinic event on a whole I thought was pretty easy compared to some of the ones we've had in the past, but there definitely could have been some challenges that people had, and I know people like watching these in general. So if you needed any help, of course that's what this is for. Again, I know I mentioned that I'm talking a little bit quieter than usual just because of the situation I'm in. But if the audio is off in any way, I apologize. The audio hasn't been going so well lately with the last few videos, and I'm trying to really improve my quality on that since I've been doing a lot more commentary than I ever have before. But let's talk about this stage here. Now, they have all those bombs there, and I did clear some out. But I would suggest keeping as many bombs as you can for... actually, it doesn't matter. You can clear out all the bombs. You have to get to the keys as well. But the bombs aren't really, or sorry, not the keys, the coins that are locked up. And the bombs don't really unlock anything for you. So you can get rid of the bombs whenever you want. There's no point in waiting for it. I guess I just confused myself. But once you get rid of that, remember, none of the viruses matter. If they're near some of the blocks and they help you in clearing some of them out, then definitely use them to your advantage. But the ones in the middle there, I'm not even going to bother with, because you don't need them to beat the level. So just remember that if you're running low on viruses or something, that you don't have to get rid of all the viruses if that's what you're worried about. It's just getting rid of the coins, both the blue and the pink ones. So yeah, moving on to stage 4 here. I don't necessarily remember what this is. Okay, here we go. So I remember the one part was I had cleared everything out, but I was still missing some coins. Now remember, for this one too, you don't have to get rid of all the viruses either. It's just getting the coins, which means you have to hit every of the floating viruses once, which will get rid of the coin underneath them. So at the end, once you have all the locked up coins cleared out, which kind of make a heart shape, I'm just realizing. Maybe it's just a coincidence that it's all circled around that central coin there. But remember, you just have to clear everything around it. If there are ones to the side, try and wait to clear those until you have that big blue one gotten rid of. and then you can leave everything else you don't need alone. But anyways, what was I saying? The way you can tell which viruses you still need to hit to get the blue coins underneath them will be that they still have the three hit meters above them. As you can see, that blue one in the corner still has 3. Some of the yellow ones on the bottom left also have some 3s. It's mostly yellows I'm noticing as well, a few blues, but all the reds are already gone. So the only thing you have to do now is just hit each of these once. I just have to get some more yellows here. I can get some more points, but it's really not necessary for these first rounds. I should just sped up so I could get a lower medal score, and you'll see which medal I get here. It is pretty low, but there are definitely some moments where I could have sped it up and gotten way better if I would have just focused on, especially in these early levels, beating them as quickly as I can. And I never really had a problem with the points. Again, I use point boosting assistance like I usually do. I know some people don't usually do that. I always suggest doing it, and it is pretty easy to get 3 stars when doing so. But let's talk about this one here. I think this one is the one that Rosalina came in the most handy in these early levels, but she's definitely not necessary either. It's just getting rid of the viruses on the side next to the coins, and then also hitting that central coin there so that you can keep working your way down. As you move stuff down, the stage will move with you, so make sure to be a little bit quick about it as you keep pulling more capsules down. And it really is just hitting the viruses, and then the coins will usually work in your advantage, except sometimes, like here, that central coin is going to need to be hit once. And yeah, with Rosalina's skill, you can use some of the colors that are on top of the keys right away by using her skill. But other than that, it doesn't come in all that much handy. But yeah, at this point now, we just have to get to that shell at the bottom, which will allow us to finally get that kind of middle row of coins there. And you do have to clear everything out, so make sure to get the last viruses you have as well. And then that last set of coins either going above them or below them. Below would probably be the best strategy, but either one works, and you should have plenty of capsules remaining. Especially if you're using Wario. Again, I end up using Wario for the second round of levels, but you can definitely use Rosalina if you don't have Wario. If you don't have either of them, I guess I'll go through some individual options for each level. And I'm fairly certain this is the first time I've ever beaten a set of clinic stages on my first try. Like, I didn't have to edit this video whatsoever, and that's kind of why I was determined to get this out, even though the audio might be a little bit quieter than usual. But you can see here I switch over to the point assistance. I get to use my dolphin, which is pretty cool. And then of course I'm using Wario. Again, I wanted to play it safe and decided that if any levels gave me trouble, I would come back in with Rosalina. Now this one would probably be alright with Rosalina, but really it'll end up being the same with any character. Basically, you have to get to the bottom before any of those bombs will actually help you out. So a lot of colors will start stacking up, and you really just need to, I kind of screwed up with that blue there. I meant to put it down there, but you're really just getting rid of the viruses first, and then you'll come back up later. I get rid of that bomb there, and that's kind of a waste because I'm going to have to need that later for the coins there. But either way, it's not that big of a deal. I figure out later that what I'm doing isn't very helpful, and I need to get rid of all of the viruses first before I can work my way back up. But right now, I just need some yellows so that I can clear out this section here. I guess I could have started bringing down some blues as well, but I'm really not getting all that many blues either. So now that I get that, I can get that final blue, and then everything else unlocks. And now it's just a matter of getting back up to the top and getting rid of those coins. Now if I'd kept those bombs, it would have been a lot easier, but there still would have been a few more things that had to hit with these blocks on the sides here. As you can see with that one bomb I already blew up, that block is still needed to be hit a few more times, as well as some of the other ones towards the sides that the viruses weren't touching. So just make sure you have a good way of getting some single capsules into the middle and hitting those coins a few times. And again, if you're using the point boosting assistance, you shouldn't have too hard of a time. I might have actually cut it pretty close. You get a lot of points in this one, but I was able to clear it just fine. Like you can see, I have 14 capsules, which seems like a lot, but also it was 30 points just to beat the level. But I think I beat it with pretty good amount, maybe like 45 was the cutoff. But yeah, after that level, I felt pretty okay with my strategies, with bringing Mario and everything. Now this one also, a lot of these I guess has kind of a puzzle aspect to it, trying to figure out what you need to do. Basically you need to start going through the middle and getting all these coins as quickly as possible. But I also didn't realize that once you get to that yellow lock, that you should really start hitting things as you go. Like you can see those yellow ones up there by the bombs. I should have hit those right away. Now it's not going to be too big of a problem. I wasn't sure how the level was going to play out, so I didn't actually go for them. But I would suggest in your own playthrough, if you're having trouble, to go for those right away, because you're going to have to go back up eventually. And I'll just start stacking up some capsules here once I realize that. So yeah, right here I start hitting all the bombs in the middle, which you do absolutely have to hit. There's no way around it. You have to hit those first, then that key goes down to the door at the bottom, and then you need to hit those locks. I got lucky and got some double capsules for both the red and the blue, but you can always bring single ones down there just if you're not getting as lucky as I did. And then I do work on this left side here first, but you can definitely hit that yellow one on the side as well and start getting that side too, because as you can see, I started to get some falling capsules that I definitely could have used to my advantage over here. And I do put that blue one in there, but that ends up getting cleared out when I put the double blue in there anyways, which I didn't really realize until after I did it. But it's not that big of a deal. I had plenty of blues to use instead of that. And then I just had to do this last few bombs. When I have these keys falling here, I definitely had enough points and I should have pushed them down. I almost definitely could have got a lower medal if I had just pushed them down, but I waited for them and cost me a few lower, potentially a few lower medals, just because I didn't push them down with the capsule, because I definitely have plenty of points here. Like 30 is more than enough. But anyways, besides that, we move on to the third stage here. Blooper still looking pretty strange. He'll be fixed up in a little bit. So this one, again, is working our way through the middle first, and then getting the sides done as well. This one you have to clear out all the coins and all of the viruses. So keep that in mind when you're going through. The blocks aren't necessary, but they'll definitely be cleared out as you get the middle done. So it really is just getting those correct colors into the middle. I got pretty lucky, but Rosalina would definitely help you out if you use her skill. But you're going to want to get rid of the metal first so that all the coins are unlocked, and then get those, like that yellow shell on the side there. Definitely wait. Don't clear those out first, otherwise you'll have a little bit more work to do than normal. But yeah, those hit all of the bombs on the sides, and then it's just a matter of getting those last few hits on the viruses, as well as those 4 coins on the sides there. So this level also wasn't too bad. A little bit of a puzzle, I suppose, just trying to figure out the best strategy to get through the middle. But after that, it's just a matter of doing or clearing out everything that's left over. Those blocks at the bottom aren't necessary. I do clear both of them out, but you don't have to worry about them at all. They don't actually give you anything for doing so. So I just have these final few coins here. Actually, am I wrong about the... Where's the other... I can't see the entire screen, but I guess there is another coin that I'm missing. I'm guessing there's one up top that I just can't see, and that's just part of my recording situation. So yeah, I just cleared that one out. Now we've got this final one down here, just trying to preserve as many colors as I can. But yeah, if I would have been quicker, again, I probably could have gotten a lower medal number, which is always kind of a thing that I like to go for in the clinic stages, because I'm always right there at 1 a.m. in the morning ready to do this. But anyways, let's move on to stage 4. This one was the closest one to me failing, but I was able to do it. Again, I think Rosalina would be really good for this, but also Wario gives you plenty of capsules in exchange. So I got a little bit confused on what I should do. You should definitely, like, those blocks won't clear out. They'll have coins in them. So definitely start hitting the blues and the reds on the sides first. and those blocks will kind of be hit as you go anyways. You shouldn't have to use extra to hit it, unless of course you have like some extra yellows like I do, which you can use to hit them a few times, but it really won't be necessary. You'll hit them eventually. And if you haven't noticed, this is another one where you don't have to hit all the viruses. You only need to hit the ones that are helping you out or in your way. And I kind of don't even realize that until I get closer to the bottom. But the main thing really is getting to the bottom, because all of the like floating viruses are constantly being brought down, which ends up in you having to clear a lot of them out anyways. But you also don't have to worry about some if they're not in your way. But luckily I got a huge line of yellows there that will be easy to take out in a few hits, and then it's just a matter of getting to those red ones at the bottom there, which are protected by those red color boxes, which ensure that you have to bring some reds down there, which means any blues and yellows that are near it have to be cleared out first before you can start hitting them, which again, I'm working on these few blocks up top here too, while that corner is kind of still filled up, but eventually I start bringing stuff down to that. And I got 3 stars really easily. As you can see, I'm about to get it already, and I haven't even cleared everything out yet. So especially if you're using the point boosting assistance, you shouldn't have a problem with the 3 stars. Maybe you're just having a problem clearing the stage. And again, it really is just a matter of getting rid of all of the colored viruses that are near the red block or red boxes at the bottom there, so that you can get those final few coins that you need from those red ones and the blue ones underneath. Actually, no, it is just the red ones up top there that are hiding those blue coins underneath them, and you only have to hit them once, so don't worry about going after them after that. Just a few reds up there should do it, and then you might have a few more blocks up top that you have to hit a few times, but you can just use any extra colors you have to do that. As you can see, I already got 3 stars. I just had to hit them a few more times, and maybe I got lucky with the colors that they gave me, but either way I was able to do it with 1 capsule left. Again, Wario helped out with that, but maybe I would have saved some with Rosalina. I don't know. Maybe Wendy would be good to get some of those blocks hit without you having to go out of your way to get them, like I did. Or maybe even Larry, is that who it is, that hits the colored block or colored boxes, that you could get access to that really quickly and not have to worry about all the stuff on the side. But either way, we're moving into the final level. I was a little bit nervous because, again, I hadn't had any trouble, and I wanted to clear these all on my first try. And I do make some mistakes here where I could have been more efficient, but it still went all right. So as you can see, you should definitely put some colors on the side so that you can hit as many coins with as few capsules as possible. And it really is getting the coins first and working on the viruses later. If the viruses are near coins, definitely clear them out. But if they're on the side, wait until the coins are cleared first before going after them. And then this spot here, you're just getting rid of the middle, letting that key go into the door, and then hitting that shell. Now my strategy was to clear out things that are up top first, and then, if you know what I mean, like that divide there in the middle that shell created, try and clear out the viruses up top before you clear out the ones in the bottom, so that way you don't have to build up to them later, because you do have to get rid of everything in the stage, including hitting all the blocks a certain amount of times, all of the floating viruses and regular viruses, and the doors, which will be unlocked by themselves. But yeah, as you can see, I will have to build up to those blues a little bit, but other than that, everything else I was able to do by just hitting them while the viruses underneath were still there. As you can see with those red ones, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Hitting them while you can, while they're still there, and then you can clear out the ones underneath them later. I hope that makes sense to you, to all the people who are maybe having trouble with that or something. But either way, once you get rid of all the viruses, it really is just hitting these blocks, and maybe Wendy would be really helpful for this one, because the majority of the end game is just hitting the blocks a few more times. So yeah, if you're having trouble, you don't have Rosalina, or I guess I don't even think I'd bring in Rosalina, honestly. But if you don't have Wario, definitely bring in Wendy and hit those blocks as many times as you can, because as you can see, that's all I have left. I could have focused on the yellow ones on that first, and then I wouldn't have to worry about these left over. but it's really not a big deal. As you can see, I basically already have 3 stars, and I have plenty of capsules left to go, and I am about to get another, another skill for Wario, which will give me a few more points towards the final score here. So yeah, that went really well for me. I hope it goes well for you too. And we're going to get a look at that final medal here. I don't do any character openings. I'm saving those for some doctor boosts, like events, whatever you want to call them. So here's my medal here in a second as we get the blooper all cleared up. So there we go. I got medal 6, which is, I believe, my best one I've ever gotten. Again, I probably could have gotten lower. But anyways, the video is about to end. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week for those new levels as soon as I can. And goodbye.